Hello, it's Jay here again and welcome to another tutorial. So in this lesson we are going to continue work on the vehicle script. Now if you look at this, as you can see, I've created an empty scene and this is just for testing. I got rid of the main camera from the hierarchy. And I've just imported the FPS controller and the car from my other scene. So if we hit play, we do have a number of problems with this script. I mean, we're not even moving at the moment. So let's begin to make all the little changes that are going to make this script work and work well. And the first thing I have to do is come to these two blocks here in vehicle empty, where we disable the player, camera and audio listener. And I do apologise, it's completely my mistake. It should be get component in children rather than just get component. So let's just quickly change those out. And we'll bring the comments back into place, and we'll also come to player exiting vehicle. And I've already gone ahead and changed those there. Again, we had these as get component. It should be get component in children. And I'm actually going to take the first two lines where we disable the now car, camera and audio listener. So I'll cut them, and I'm actually going to put them below where we enable the ones on the player, because I'd sooner just set these to true first and then disable the actual car ones. So let's save that off and we'll see how we are now. Okay. So we can move the car, but it's not moving correctly, and the character controller, we can also hear that walking, and now we've stopped because we've gone too far away from the FPS controller, which is causing, if I come down to the bottom here, the on-trigger exit to occur. That's not a problem. We're going to begin to fix that now. So, and in fact, yeah, let's come up and we'll get a number of variables in place. So we'll say private transform with a capital T underscore player into the comments. Player game object. And the transform, and I'll just fix that typo there. So we'll come below, we'll say private bool underscore player in vehicle. We'll close that off. Let's get this into the comments. Defines if the player in fact, let's say has entered the vehicle, and private transform again with the capital T underscore exit. We'll use exit point here into the comments. Defines, we'll say transform of vehicle exit point. And finally, and now this one can be of type public, of type game object again with the capital G. And we'll give this, we'll just say exit game object. We'll close that line off. Into the comments, we'll say creates slot in inspector to assign exit spawn point game object. We'll probably not get around to the exit part in this video, but we'll continue on for now. And let's come to the void start. I'll put this right at the top, I think. Game object with capital G, underscore. I'll just use player geo for game object, and we're going to say that's going to be equal to game object, again with capital G, dot, find game object with tag, open and close brackets, close the line off inside the brackets, and of type player. Break the line up for commenting, and we'll put player geo equals find the player game object. Next line, underscore player is going to be equal to underscore player geo dot transform. Close that line off. Caches player's position. We've done this before as part of the enemy AI. And in fact, I'll put it here. Player in vehicle equal false. Close that line off. Into the comments. Player in vehicle is false on start up. So let's save that off there. And in fact, we'll put this in the void update for now. We will move it out later, but let's just put it in for now so we can get things working. If open and close brackets, underscore player in vehicle double equal true. We'll come to the next line. We'll say underscore player dot transform dot position, and we'll make that equal to a new vector3. We'll open and close brackets. We'll close that line off, and we're going to say transform dot position dot x comma. And we just need to do the same thing again for the Y. And finally for the Z. So transform dot position dot Z. And we'll begin to comment. So first line, if player in vehicle, and that should be double equals, is equal to true. We'll enter there. In this line we'll put, let's put then set player's position to equal, and we'll just enter there and there. The vehicle position on x-axis. Let's just copy that comment. We'll paste it in twice more. And we'll change it out. So Y and Z. And let's come below there. We'll say if open and close input. And yeah, in fact, we'll leave that part for now, I think. Let's just come back to the vehicle empty. And we're going to change this line. We're going to say if input dot get button down action. And now we're going to put double equals player in vehicle double equal false. Let's add that to the comments, and player in vehicle is equal to false. We'll need to set underscore player in vehicle to true. Let's close that line off. Into the comments, set player in vehicle to true. Let's just save that off there for the moment. We'll wait for it to recompile. Let's hit play. And let's just drive forward. And if you can see here in the inspector on the right hand side, I've actually got the FPS controller highlighted. And if you look at the X position, you can see that actually going up because the player is now situated inside the car. And I did it this way because, and I'm going to put this out as a question. If you want, I will add a feature where you can flick between the third person character camera, and a first person character. Whether I'll use the one attached to the player or not, I haven't decided as of yet, but if you want that feature, please let me know in the comments, and as always, I'll be more than happy to try and implement that feature for you. And in fact, we'll get this in the Void update for now. We're not going to get around in this video, but this will just finish off the Void update for now. We'll come to the bottom of the Void update. We'll say if input dot get button down open and close brackets, inside the brackets little speech marks, action, in between the closed brackets double and player in vehicle is double equal to true. Into the comments, if input equals the action button and player in vehicle equals true. And we'll just copy one of the change state lines. And again, we will move all of this out of the Void update later. But we're just going to leave it in there for now, because it'll just be easier while we're getting things up and running. And we're going to change state to player exiting vehicle, and we'll paste that in and we'll save that off. Now, a little word of warning: if you attempt to test this out, when we move to player exiting vehicle, it will not work properly because we have more code for this function. Excuse me. And yes, we have a lot more code for this function, And that is what we're going to be doing in the very next lesson. So as always, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope to see you next time. And until then, as always, bye for now.